there, welcome back to Endless Horizons. I'm your host Mark Lippman, and we're kicking off our second season right as our poetry caravan heads to Sioux Falls, South Dakota for more mayhem and adventure on the roads with a reading at the Full Circle Book-Coop. So sit back and relax and stay tuned for all that and more is coming up next.
Oh, yeah. Kid said that. Nadia said that. Terry says, it's not cocaine. You guys are just
We drove about 4 hours outside of that Chicago suburb. I was all bloody and tired, but I could not fall asleep with Mark driving his bus 70 miles an hour through the middle of nowhere in Iowa. Eventually, I was like, bro, you have to pull over, man. I'm afraid you're gonna crash this bus. Eventually, he agreed. He pulled into a rest stop, and him and Damien slept for probably 45 minutes before we had to wake up and get back on the road. This drive from Chicago to Sioux Falls was so long, but the guy who owned the bookstore in Sioux Falls had done us a solid. He just kept pushing the show back as like every day our van would break down, and he was totally cool about it, so we wanted to get there on time.
This is the Vagabond Poetry Caravan. We are right now in the process of connecting our East and West Coast poetry networks. So we have an active, working national poetry network that we can activate at any moment and create truly great things for our future. So that's what we're out here doing. Welcome on board. Get on the bus. Get hip to the square job that they've been shoveling us and fix this system with your own dreams, with your own imagination, because you can make it happen just by believing in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, the universe believes in you and starts conspiring to help you in your favor. That is freedom.
We eventually begged Mark to pull over at a Casey's so we can get some coffee. That's where we met up with the other guys, but the water main in town had been full of poison or something like that, so there was no water anywhere in this town. We couldn't get any coffee, we couldn't get any food, we couldn't get anything. Jeremiah and I hugged. We were friends again in like 3 seconds. Then we looked at his spider bites, which were growing bigger by the day.
Alcohol, peroxide, anything.
I've been bit by brown recluse before.
Thank you. Get treated with that. Let me help you.
How long ago did this happen?
So this would have had to have been within the last 3 days.
Got mauled by a brown recluse.
Oh, that terrifies me, bro. I've always been terrified of brown recluse.
I figured out what's all bad and I don't think I'll have what it takes.
We only made one other stop this whole time. When we got to Sioux City, we stopped at the Loves to get cigarettes and energy drinks, and then we continued on up to Sioux Falls.
Gas station.
We've now seen almost all of it together.
Oh, where are the boys meet this year? Where are the boys?
Show our Europeans what a Loves looks like. We're in a Sioux City, Iowa Loves.
Bing, 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 go.
Hey!
Hey, welcome back to Endless Horizons. We're here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the Full Circle Book Co-op with its owner and founder, Sean Lidster. And Sean, thank you very much for welcoming us here today. Tell us about your journey that brought you to South Dakota here.
Yeah, okay. Well, my wife now, she studied in Wales, but she's from here.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of the reason to come out, and 13 years ago is when I did. And then we did, so I kind of, worked around and did some stuff, but we started up me and my friend started up a non-profit called the Blood Collective.
Okay.
And that was all things spoken words, so poetry nights, theater, or anything. And we had some fun, and then at the same time there was Jason Kurtz had started up South Dakota Writes, which was a written word non-profit. So we had the spoken and the written.
Sure.
So we were doing a ton of events together, and we kind of just put the idea together one day of, well, we just open our own space, and do all the events from here, sell some beers, and the used bookstore in town and closed, so we thought, well, we can be that. So we have those three things that kind of keep us going, and yeah.
So there was like a void here in Sioux Falls, and you found something that fills that artistic need in the community. Sure.
Well, what it was I think what really stirred Jason into thinking about it was there was a poetry event at Cafe, which is right on the corner here, and they and he didn't know about it. He's a writer, he's a poet and everything, but he hadn't heard about it. The library put it on. So I think that really stirred him, because there was no place where just the artistic community kind of hung out. Now there's a couple of other little spots where we can all be, but at that point there really wasn't anything. We had a great coffee shop that shut down, and they turned it into a gas station. So that was the void, and then this sort of filled it a little bit.
So how long has Full Circle been here?
7 years in November.
Oh wow, congratulations on that. Yeah. And you're doing different types of events all the time, from what I understand.
Yeah, I usually say between 5 and 10 a week.
Wow.
Yeah, so we, just for example, Monday we just had a kind of a normal happy hour night. Tuesday we had a jam session with the band that I'm in, and we just had 8 musicians just playing along,
Sure.
Tonight is yourselves. Tomorrow there's some live jazz.
Are you a musician yourself?
Yeah, I do. In this band I'm in, I do some the acoustics and
really?
A little bit
Well,
of singing.
maybe you want to sit in with us tonight.
We could have a jam, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
that would be
2 nights in a
fun.
row.
Sure.
Yeah, so and then we've got live shows Friday, Saturday, open mic Sunday. So there's always, we're always doing, we have the fashion the sale tonight. And
Now, tell me, why South Dakota? Why did you decide to come here?
it's really just because this is where my wife is from.
Okay.
She's from a town up north called Brookings, about an hour away. And so and it was cool, I was traveling back and forth, and I was just very free in that way. And I saw the South Dakota that I know now didn't exist at that point in my head. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So we definitely, I was just living the dream at that point.
Yeah.
Just bouncing around, much like this.
Exactly. That's what you have to do. Is
Yeah.
just I have a friend who used to say, you pays your money and you takes your chances.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You just take a chance on yourself, take a chance on life, and you see what happens.
That's exactly, I mean, my whole philosophy is like, why not? You know, like the whole idea of the best things that's happened to me in life is because I've just gone, yeah, let's try it out.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. You kind of put out this yes to the world that you're accepting whatever life has to throw at you. And it's funny because we're traveling right now, and it's like the road decides.
Right.
We don't decide, the road decides. And we have to follow the road where it takes us to.
I hear you, yeah. Yeah, so I saw that in Chicago, you broke down, but then you found some other good stuff going
yes,
on.
both the bus and our follow car had some mechanical issues. We had to spend an extra couple days in Chicago, which was actually fantastic because we were able to get in touch with the community there. And we were very happy to find out that we were able to reschedule for Sioux Falls for a full circle here because we didn't want to cancel here. We don't want to cancel events. We want to go out and meet the community. And this is the first time that we're meeting. And if we don't stop here, then we don't really know each other.
Right, yeah,
you
exactly,
know?
Yeah, it's too much online world,
Yes.
not enough like contact.
Too much time in front of the screen instead of face to face with people and being in community. So that's one of the things that we're looking to do is to really go out and engage with the community, but in a larger sense, the community across the country.
Yeah, that's great. Good way to connect, you know. Yeah.
Hey, well, here we are, just two guys living our dreams. And you can too, so don't forget that. You know, there's a lot of things that we are capable of once we believe in ourselves, because you know what happens is once you believe in yourself, others start believing in you. And then the universe starts to conspire in your favor, and things start to happen. So trust in yourself and your dreams can come true. Stay tuned because we got a great reading coming up for you next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Hey, welcome. We have the Vagabond Poetry Caravan National Tour. So this band out here, these poets here have been touring for weeks on end, and it seems like there's going to be a hell of a lot more of it coming up. And then they're also recording a TV show, sort of a documentary TV show thing about the whole experience. We have so Mark Lipman here, who will be reading for you first, is the Beat Poet Laureate of the country. So this is a very special thing for the poetry people like myself anyway. You all remember P.W. Covington? P.W. put us all in touch and sort of navigated this spot of the tour. So so give it up for Mark Lipman if you would, please.
How you doing out here tonight in Sioux Falls? Yeah, all right. Hey, it's great to see a full room of people in the house tonight. Thank you for turning out. This is the Vagabond Poetry Caravan. It's our national tour. We're halfway through, and now we're in uncharted territories. I don't think any of us have been up to Sioux Falls before. So thank you very much for welcoming us here. Thank you for Sean for opening up this incredible space. Give it up for Sean and the Full Circle Book-Coop. Now, we've been zigzagging around this country we're halfway through a 6,500-mile tour, and, the first leg of it was really incredible because we went down to New Orleans. Who had fun in New Orleans? Yeah, we all had a lot of fun down there. In times of war and homelessness, truth is always the first victim. As the casualties pile up in our collective consciousness, memory has the lifespan of a goldfish, forgetting itself with each subsequent news cycle, spun around half lies and whole falsehoods. The politician is never too far away to pat himself on the back, taking credit for what he has never done, or at best was forced to do, selling cheap words and platitudes to the suffering masses who must make do with unkept promises and a shrinking waistline as stretching breadlines lick an empty shelf Tall walls separate the eyes from the hearts as those with more shorten the table to stuff their faces with the blood of the poor. For hunger is a crime in times of war and homelessness, and the refugee must take the blame for the shock and awe, for only the guilty would place their children beneath our bombs bursting in air and the rockets' red glare that is there to entertain us, to distract us from our own humanity, for having the audacity to wash up upon our shores like some dead fish with the tides. For in times of war and homelessness, with God on our side and the proper application of collective punishment, we may be blessed to even forget that they ever existed at all. Yeah. I think we have about 10 to 12 minutes each, so I'm going to close out with a fun piece. You want to get something swinging going? Come on, Alex. Alex, come on, get up on the drums. Come on. No, I don't play something swingy, but you're a good musician, so get up here and prove it. Come on. Show what you got, Alex. Come on. These are the guys. These are some of the best talents I've met in this country, going around, and young, fresh, they're hungry, and they've got so much talent. I'm honored to be traveling with these guys, I gotta tell you that. And you're gonna hear more from them, so I'm not gonna bug them up, but, you know, yeah, there you go, give me something. She was born innocent enough, 18th down the list. Cassandra, also known as Hurricane Sandy. Tropical depression, an improbable left turn, dangerous transformations, water warmer than normal, growing effects of the global, the worst of nature combined as one. Red flag warnings, high altitude jet streams, surging waves, skeptics aware too late. Low-lying lands give way to the funneled mass of nature, connected to the weakest points, screams for help as they pull the plug, submerging the city into darkness, explosions and sweeping fires, ships thrown shore, homes tumbled over, and as always, the poor swept away and forgotten. Rumor has it, something's going down. Did you hear? They said, did you hear it? Rumor has it. Did you see it? All over the evening news, right there in front of you. They did it. Did you? Did you see it? Right there. Who knew? Who knew? And when did they know it? Who could tell the difference between the two? Who knew? Who knew? And when did they know it? 1 + 1 = 2. 3. What are you gonna do about it? Start a revolution? Go back to bed? Time's up. Dead. 1 + 1. Rumor has it. Time is running out. Tick, 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 tick. It's getting hotter, colder every day. Cassandra warned you, but you didn't listen. That's just to warm you guys up. Hold on, you're staying up here because you're up next. We got Scott Ladati up next. Gonna jam you with some tunes and poetry. My name is Mark Lipman. This is the Vagabond Poetry Caravan. Get ready because the night's just getting started.
Poetry tour. We drove 12 hours to get here. No sleep. And you know what? We were all like, what's gonna happen when we get to Sioux Falls? And thank you, yeah. We've been mainlining beers out in the alley all day. But cool town. Like Mark said, none of us have ever been here. Everybody's been super friendly. This one is called The Shape of Poetry to Come. We got a book over here called The Shape of Poetry to Come. And it's just like kind of an everlasting project of misery that we keep doing over and over again.
So now the sun's gone down as we flank the floodplain. We started off so nice, now everybody's getting mean. Yeah, well, I'll be back soon, 'cause no one has anything else to do. Yeah, I got a gun pulled on me by the king of the scene. Said he'd been clean a year, but I think he was lying. Ducking at a little rock, headed for the Nashville line. We bought a 30 rack at 3 a.m. and now we're feeling fine. Yeah, well, I'll be back soon, 'cause no one has anything else to do. And the road is calling and the lines are falling and the girls are crying and everyone's lying. It's true, well, I'll be there soon. Yeah, it's true, well, I'll be dead real soon. Oh, and then we lost our best friend, had to get him off the train. Said the road stopped giving him poems, says he doesn't feel anything. Oh, then his girlfriend called, and now she's on the bus, and she's sewing up our clothes, and she's feeding all of us. Yeah, he's gonna be back soon, 'cause he doesn't have a job to do. And the road is calling and the leaves are falling and the wind is blowing and the winter's coming. It's true, we're gonna be there soon. Yeah, it's true, we're gonna be dead real soon. All right. Now we talk about California, the promised land. No one has any money, but we've all got lots of plans, and we're making everyone mad, writing these books and getting them read. And we're sleeping on your floor and siphoning gas from your car. Yeah, we're gonna be there soon, 'cause no one has a job to do. And the road is calling and the girls are crying and my mom is screaming and everyone's lying. It's true, we're gonna be there soon. Yes, the road keeps calling and the lines keep falling and the girls keep crying and the mist keep rising. It's true, we're gonna be dead soon. Yeah, it's true, we're gonna be dead real soon.
Thank you. All right, here we go.
Are you a poet? We need to know. We got 25 shows. We need a place to go and the bus closed. Are you an artist? Is your mom home? Can she cook us dinner? Can she wash our clothes? Is there a place for us to charge our phones? Is there a show tomorrow? No one knows. 'Cause we left home to find an American night, but it took so much more than a game. And now we're 1,200 miles from Salina, and the gas station ain't taking our change. Are you a poet? Where do you work part-time? Is it a Mexican place? Can you steal us tacos tonight? Are you an artist? Can we smoke inside? They took your kids again. It's cool, you're doing just fine. Is there a towel we can share? Is there a show tomorrow somewhere? 'Cause we left home to find an American night, but it took so much more than it gave. And now we're 400 miles from Lawrence, and the gas station ain't taking our change. Do all the blow in Buffalo, smoke Marlboro Reds in Ohio, hang with the Pollies in KC, and then fill up at the Casey's. Get beaver nuggets and Buc-ee's, eat armadillo in Missouri, and dream all night about New Jersey, because we left home to find an American night, but it took so much more than it gave. And we left home to find an American night. We got a fistful of the country, and we came home with no money, and now we're 500 miles from Nashville, and 1,000 more to make. And the gas station ain't taking our change.
What is up, Sioux Falls? How you guys doing tonight? Yeah. Oh, come on, maybe a little bit more lively out there. Sioux Falls, how the hell are we doing tonight? Yeah. That's right. So, my name's Alex Ragsdale. As Scott Ladoti had aforementioned, I am from Central New Jersey, this mythical place that doesn't truly exist, but that's all right. You may never go there, and I would tell you never to go there. I'm a poet and a musician, and tonight I'm going to read some poetry for you guys, so I hope you guys like it. Are we winning the war against ourselves? And can we share the same air as our brethren, or will we be swept by the winds of malevolence and suffocated by madness? Is there truth left, or are we thrown away all authenticity? Does Buddha know best, God, Yahweh, or Satan? Can the Zen-like state be attained with Western psyche blushing bastardly, chewing out the corpses and spitting out factory fodder? Is there space left for our children? Do they deserve a future? Will anyone be left to enjoy this wonderful place? Are we still allowed to dream? Can you still be beautiful and free? So we were shotgunning some beers in the alleyway out back, having a good time earlier. We had a nice long drive. I'm still in the same dress shoes that have been covered in mud from Indiana, and my jeans are stained with oil from working on our cars out in Chicago. We apologize for being late out here. We came out 2 days behind, but we're happy to be here, man. This next piece is called Some Legacy. The promise of lightning is that all poets die empty and that their words will become heroes in hell. Victor Smith, it's a Kansas City poet. It's all fading now when you're the last man standing, a hazing of youth or fate. I don't quite know yet. But every fallen soul is an earthquake on this battlefield that shakes me to my core. And all the lost boys and girls staring, piercing the skin that I thought was my own. And on the sleepless nights where a dreamer lay dreamless, cradled by bleeding backdrops where light dares not touch, where cries can't be heard, and sorrow deafens even those faithful. All that's left is knowing. What's left is the experience. That all my heroes are cloaked by the veils of the capes that they once wore, and I've outlived them, but not their teachings. So if my words are to become heroes in hell, then let me bear something greater than death itself and carry your torch beyond that. Next up to the stand, my sacrificial lamb and my hetero life mate, Jeremiah Walton, all the way from New England.
Yeah, one day you'll love me again. It's okay. We get along real sweet when it's just us in the car.
Don't we? Hands out to right?
All right, y'all. How we all doing tonight, Sioux Falls? So this is my first time in South Dakota. I've been bouncing around with these degenerates across America asking this question. What y'all think? So I didn't know I was going to be on tour a month ago. I had some family going on that kept me from jumping in. And that all kind of got organized on the fly as we made our way down to New Orleans. But that meant I have 2 pairs of pants. Woo. I didn't got a lot of clothes that I jumped into this. And I have this lovely sweatshirt that was just gifted to me by the one and only Sky, who's chilling back there with a bunch of clothes. Now, let me do a little twirl for you, all right? Let me hear the crowd's opinion. You know, just a little. If you dig this, there's a bunch of dope clothes sitting back there. Show Sky all the love. You know, make some noise for Sky real quick. This is a lovely space y'all have too. If I lived in this city, I'd be holing up here every day. Y'all would be sick of me. So, I got another question for you. Y'all got love out here. Y'all got incels? Yeah. Oh, we got incels out here. That was an exasperated, yeah. That made me want to apologize for men, and I can't even do that. Like, now, I have one other question that pairs with that same thing. Y'all got incels up here. How many of y'all have left a can of soda in the freezer? Yeah. You see what happens? Yeah. This poem is called Zen and the Art of Semen Retention. Blonde, thick, big tits, moi. Mama broken down in Lowe's parking lot. And I told her, sweetheart, don't worry, I got this. I popped her hood while explaining the Matrix, putting her number in my phone, filing my taxes, and bench pressing a tiger. Her womb stared down the barrel of my blood as I placed my palms over her dead battery and felt this morning's 3 eggs, raw taco meat, and bacon grease stiffen electric deep in the center of my being. Sparks arched from my palms to each terminal, and I turned, and I winked, and I said, I'm a carnivore, honey. Fresh and fit. Feeling the patron saint of cigars roll aside the boulder, entombing all the nuts I've denied myself this last 40 days and 40 nights. The backless shots pounced electric Jaguar. So did her engine, leaving me alone every time. Why? These women taking advantage of men. If every nut is the energetic equivalent of 5 miles, I expended a marathon for her to... Whoa there, cowboy. Settle down. Put it in reverse. By my tattoos, leather jacket, and motorcycle of endless women, you probably noticed I'm not like other guys. Attention from women ain't enough for me. I need men to witness me being desired by women. I need men to know 48 laws ain't enough for me. I snatched a copy, skimmed it, said, I already know this shit. Finished fixing the toilet and flushed it. Here at Hustler's Dojo, you too can be someone who takes their father out on themselves. Loneliness is a high caliber need to be right. And we are right. Far right. Moving further and further right. Mourning the loss of something we never had in the first place. Yeah! We got all use an Andrew Tate roast every once in a while. All right, y'all, so third question.
How many of you feel absolutely overwhelmed by the oncoming devastation of a fascist regime takeover and the water wars? Me. Yeah, I assumed the silence was an affirmative, what the f. It could be in two ways. It could be me, or it could be affirmation to where the poem is leading. All the wrinkled clerks at Market Basket who once believed they were gonna run this town or own a home, one day hit the ball and watch it fly over bleachers they will never afford a seat in. In the checkout line, ahead of me in an offspring tee, some young millennial pays and steps off into a world we were raised knowing we would never conquer. Out there, all the junkies on Manchester Avenue look a lot like men we barely dodged becoming. Out there, outside the shelter, police guard construction machinery, scooping tents and sleeping bags and baby photos into a dump truck piloted by someone just doing their job. And the cops just doing their jobs when they chased a kid down Lake Ave, tased, tackled, pinned him to asphalt, pressed his head down and swung, and strip searched him in red and blue mauled dark. And the court reporters, and judge, and bailiff, all people doing their jobs when the force dispensed was deemed reasonable. We're just doing our jobs. And I stumble over their lines. Stolen, sniffed, lines stolen to sniff. And I keep waking up believing we can build something better than this. We can build something better than this. Tinfoil roar no louder than lighters dragged across our exist plan. I want to go down swinging. I want to go down swinging. To say the vagabond character I nurtured searching for something other than loss or God to cling to. To say a pantheon of overdoses I worship confusing drugs for poetry. But I'm a poet, just doing my job. Pointing at the moon. You have to turn your own head and that'll be $15 even. The clerk smiles, hands me a plastic bag, hummus, carrots, bread. I hand her the money and step out the door, marveling at the utility of the word. I knew where the moon was, I'd point to it right now, we'd have a respectful moment of silence, but alas, I don't know where the moon is from here. So thank you for that poem.
I have a moon on my neck.
Hey, there's the moon right there, the muse of all the poems. Woo! All right, y'all. Who is responsible for developing the disaster that is now touring across America, known as the Renaissance. Please make some noise for the one and only Damien Rucci.
Keeping over Jeremiah Walton and Nancy Reagan. It's really cool to be here. This is like the coolest bookstore I've ever been to. It's my first time in South Dakota. Let's make noise for Sean. That's amazing. I want to leverage guys. You guys ever been in a situation where people were like talking to you? Yeah. Telling tall tales, spreading rumors and building myths? And you can't even defend yourself because it's all true? And worse than half that you really did? This is called, and even if I did, so what? I guess you have me figured out. I never shot the sheriff, but I sure as hell broke the toilet. I prowled empty streets for baggies of white trash divine. I breathed the Atlantic and I cursed the sky. I played Robin Hood so we could eat, and I'm not sorry I'd do it again. I chased country sunsets without ever once thinking to look back towards home. I went searching for myself and I got lost. I quit every job I've ever had. I spit in the face of convention and paid the price of your own indignation. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. My shoes have worn down from running away. I swing for home runs every chance that I get. I know one day I'm gonna hit the ball. I'll roll my boulders up and down suburban hills and search for honest men at twilight. I traded my teeth just so I could get off. Can you believe it? My tooth fairy is a tweaker with a heart of gold. I made best friends in fist fights and buried the myths I held sacred in unmarked graves in Indiana. I've been rich in fleeting moments and so poor I couldn't afford to pay mind to any of your concerns. I lost faith in myself and I found it, right where I left it, under all of my baggage. I walked into the belly of the beast and I came out with the head in my hands. What I'm really trying to say is I don't regret a thing. Love is this weird thing because you usually can't prove you love someone. You know, it's like not tangible all the time. But I got proof this time. Because I was in love with a woman and I saw Casablanca with her 40 times. And for you young bucks, that's in black and white, dude. You know what I mean? So I did what most poets would do in that situation. I wrote a petty poem with 50 references to that movie in there.
Yes.
And this is called Here's Looking at You, Kid. Of all the beer joints in all the towns in all the world, you walked into mine. Here's looking at you, kid. Here's the walled gardens left to rot. Here's the sigils on the napkins of dirty bars on the Jersey Shore. Here's the cemetery drive, muffled from the wind of an eclipse at 90 mph. Here's to a setting sun on the backs of the wanderers, waiting outside the hotel drunk. Here's the 2-bottle Patron nights. Here's the backseat minutia. Here's the punk rock shows in sheds in the woods of Flemington, New Jersey. Here's the missing work, to misunderstandings, to half-truths, to stumble under sinister moons. Here's to you've never seen me sober before. Here's to everybody in Sioux Falls has got problems. You may be the one to sort yours out. Here's to I may be the only cause that I'm interested in. I never know which lines to cross or which to sniff. Here's to the boardwalk, the arcade, howling in the basements of New Brunswick. Church is in session and the priest just smashed his guitar. Here's to new beginnings and swan songs. Here's to I've heard your poems. I raised you a Bible of circumstance and clever words. Here's to friends and long nights. Here's to we may never have Paris, but we will have the basement. The Eiffel Tower is an obelisk within our pounding hearts. Here's the next time, kid. Yeah. Thank you. So we're also gonna be hanging out in Sioux Falls tonight. So if you guys want to hang out or show us stuff, and if not, we're just gonna be like vagrants around in like haunt alleys. I don't know. But the rich keep getting richer, the poor keep getting poorer. When we throw stones, they send the riot police. Thank you, Jamie. Here's some after the show. I'll be with you on Instagram. Love you.
So Damien and I went out drinking with like a bunch of the people from the show. Mark passed out, Alex passed out, Jeremiah passed out, and by the time Damien and I were ready to go to bed, we realized there was nowhere to sleep. This was the first show in like 300 shows I'd done with Damien that nobody invited us to come back and sleep at their apartment. I remember there were a bunch of homeless people down by the river, so I was like, let's get the tent, go get 2 hours of sleep under the bridge.
See this? This is the rewards of doing a good night. 12 hours on the road, beating elk with a baseball bat.
And then this local kid who was following us around brought us down to the river to show us like the best place to sleep. Look where we're sleeping. Here. We're sleeping here on the side of a river in Sioux Falls. In a tent, homeless, next to a river in Sioux Falls.
Give a hand jobs for warmth.
There's Sioux Falls in the distance.
Everything's bad.
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 Our friend here found us a spot by the river. Now we're living here.
Yeah, we're living here forever.
Occupy.
Occupy, yeah.
Scott, you gotta make a hard decision. Sleeping bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's this blanket. You can have one or the other. Blanket?
Yeah.
You should use to sleep on top of though. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother.
Because here's the deal. It's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
It's gonna be less cold than you just straight body on the tent. Yeah, I quit Boy Scouts. So Boy Scouts is Christian paramilitary. It's inspired by the youth, sort of got. And but we had a troop of boys. We didn't have any dads, so there were no male scoutmasters for women. And then they had a Christian take over my troop when I was 16. But I was like one of the most high-ranking scouts in New Jersey.
Sick.
Bing bong, now look at me. I'm set up tents in Sioux Falls, bitch.
We were both asleep for probably 20 minutes, and then we got a knock on the tent from the sheriffs who told us to get the... So we packed up as fast as we could, then we headed back to the bus. A couple drunks came out of an alley and started fighting with us. Damien stepped right up and they backed off, and then Mark heard the commotion from the bus, so he brought us on, and we all kind of laid on the floor for an hour till the sun came up. And it was time for them to drive me to the Greyhound station to head home. I remember that parking lot in the Greyhound station forever. I stood there and looked at my men, ready to get back in the tank and head west, the places we'd seen and the places they would conquer. And I thought about the American lawn and how it makes a pretty good place to stop and rest your head every once in a while.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Endless Horizons. And make sure to tune in next time as our caravan heads further west through South Dakota and into Montana to explore the great wilderness of Yellowstone National Park and much more. Until then, remember to follow your dreams and keep your eye on the horizon.
So I walked my way